Hi everyone, this is Tammy from Tammy Colors 2 and part of Domino, who has decided to join me today. I am here to do a review of these Kalour 72 colored pencils. Now, I am going to we're gonna take a look at them. I'm excited about them for a reason. Kalour has a lot of different types of colored pencils. I have the ones that people are most familiar with, the color dipped ones that were completely color dipped is how to explain them, the wax based pencils. And then I also have a set of the black barreled ones, the 180 set. And now I have these, which are different, and they are what they say is an oil-based lead. So I expect them to be harder. They say soft, smooth core, blendable oil-based lead. I have a feeling I know exactly what they are, and that's why I'm excited about them. And I want to take a look at them and see. So after we do that, I will talk about why I'm excited about them, and we can compare them to some other pencils that I have, because I'm hoping that they are maybe a replacement for something of mine, but we'll talk about that later. Just in case all you're interested in is the pencils, then we will do that, and then we'll get into why I'm excited about them, hopefully. So sit down, grab a drink, get a coloring page, and we will open these. As you can see, I have not opened them. Why do you need another set of pencils? Well, because I'm hoping these are a replacement for a set that I have. So we'll go into that later. And Domino is going to be Domino. So here we go, opening them. I only know what I see in the pictures. So I'm happy that everybody could join me today for this, even though I'm just filming this. Domino is over here, I don't know, making his biscuits. I don't know, can you see him? If I turn the camera just a little bit so you can see his biscuit making without messing up my camera. So now you have cat butt. Every cat owner is familiar with cat butt. All right. Ooh, so we've got the plastic. Ah, how exciting. Ooh, I'm so excited. It's a new set of pencils. There are only so many new sets we can all get. So let's open these up and see what we have. Yes. Look at that. They are beautiful. They come with a color swatch chart. White, beige, cadmium. Lovely, lovely. So I have that. I also have a another swatch chart that I printed out. And what I have decided on is I do these for a book that I have. And then I'm keeping these to put in my pencil case. So that I always have the chart in the case, but sometimes, I don't know if you're like me, I like to thumb through my book that has all my swatches in it so I can see what set of pencils might have the colors that I'm looking for, or the vibrancy, or the muted tones, or whatever. So that's really cool. So we'll be doing a double swatch chart. But it's only 72 pencils, and we'll see if they ordered it a little different. These are, as you can see, they are dipped on the end, and these are wood. These are beautiful pencils. I love this style. So they say expert on them. They do have a Lightfast rating. Recently, oh no, that was markers. Was it markers or pencils? No, it was pencils. Sorry. I've been watching a lot of videos lately. What's her name? Sarah Renee Clark did a video on the Lightfast ratings of pencils. So I can link that in the description below if you're interested. Description box below. I can link that. But these are gorgeous. They are blunted, it looks like. Do they smell? I guess for those people who like smells, let me smell. Oh, they smell like wood. Yeah, I don't smell, like, I had to lift it up to my face to smell them. These are gorgeous. Look at these. I got 3 trays. And the nice set, and thank you, Kalour. If anyone from Kalour ever watches this video. So they say it is 72 pencils plus a colorless blender and a colorless varnisher. And that's them right there. And it is 72 pencils plus these 2. So it's 74 total, but 72 colored pencils. And that is, thank you. Thank you very much. At the risk of sounding like Elvis. So, let's do a little swatching, shall we? They do have a name and a number on them. The silver writing. Don't we all love the silver shiny writing? I mean, somebody makes a pencil where it's like black printing. And I realize probably the reason they do this is because, and I'm just guessing, but I'm guessing because silver or gold will go with any, you can read it on any color. And obviously dark colors, it's easier, but you don't have to change the color of your pencil, or you don't have to change your printer ink, or, you know, go to a different color of ink. Whereas if you used white or black, because I like it both ways, but if you used black, then when you got to the really dark colored pencils, like especially a white colored pencil, you would have to use black ink. So I think this is just a way for them to save money, because you wouldn't think and like I said, just me guessing, but knowing from being with a man who helps produce board games for a living, I know that every half of a cent is considered in everything, and that is just another production cost that is, you know, unnecessary. Can I read them? Yes. Is it always easy? No. But it's there and you can read it, and it's at the top, so that's nice. The numbers are here on the top. You can see they all start with a TG. I wonder what TG stands for. Top grade. That's what it stands for. So let's stop ogling the pencils, and we will swatch them out, and then we'll play with them a little bit because I need to get a feel for them. Generally, I don't swatch my pencils when I don't swatch my pencils when I'm sharpening them. I don't sharpen my pencils when I swatch them. But when they're blunted like this, I might have to. So we'll see. And Domino is going to try to lay down in the middle of what I'm doing. So we'll do a couple of these, and then I'll probably speed it up for you. Assuming I can get around the cat. So let me do a couple in the middle here, and we'll just excuse me, allergies are real. Let me get down to, we'll do a couple of the other colors. Let's see, what do we got here? TG 102 yellow, which is, does it say Tuscan? Oh yeah, Tuscan yellow. I can't read, apparently. Oh yeah, those are exactly what I was thinking they were going to be. I did not expect them to be soft. I expected them to be kind of on the harder side of the pencils, because I expect these to be a dupe for something that I'm in love with. So yeah, I think that they really are, and I'm going to investigate the color names. But if you don't like harder pencils, I'm sure that some of the colors are going to be softer than others, but these are, you know, probably have a little more oil mixed in, and they are a harder lead. They're very smooth. I really, you know, I like them. If you can get around the cat paw, right? So let me see. Why don't we do something like this just to give you a feel? Let's try a different color. Process Rose. Let's see. That's under the cat here. Come on, Dom. Yep, we might have to move you. I probably am gonna have to sharpen them, which I don't want to, but that's why I bought an electric sharpener, is to just, because one of the sets of pencils I got one time, it was like 180 set of pencils. Oh, it was the Kalour 180 set. Plus it was the Kalour 240. Actually, I think it was the 240 because I got them before the 180. And they blunt their pencils, and I said, I'm not sharpening all of these with a hand sharpener. Not gonna happen. So I bought an electric sharpener. Nice. We'll have to see how they blend. That's kind of a pretty color. I could do the darker one down here. This is cadmium red. TG. Should be, oh, it's up here. I don't expect them to be in order of what's on the swatch chart. Let's see. I say cadmium red. This one. Ooh, pretty red. Definitely on the pinker side. It's definitely on the cooler side, because I've started to be able to see the pink in them, you know. Little bit of crumbs, right? Let me get my fabulous sparkly brush out. Ta-da! Hopefully it doesn't blind you. All right. So let me speed this up. We're going to swatch these out, and then we'll see what colors we have. And then, of course, he lays on my swatch chart. So we're going to have to, yeah, you know, you don't really make a good swatch material, babe. So you're going to have to move, and you're not going to be happy about it. But anyway, he may not be here. He will probably not be here when I get back, when I start the swatching. So say goodbye to Domino. All right, so I have started to swatch in a spot that is kind of not the right spot. So I'm going to open up one of my kneaded erasers, and I assume that I just need to take, he's playing with my brush over here. I'm gonna take this off finally. I was trying to see if I could just leave the plastic on, but I think you're supposed to wad them up and then use them to not get cat hair, and then you're supposed to rub it over, I think. I do not have a good technique with a kneaded eraser. And it gets stuck in my fingernails. So, and it helps if you don't have cattail in your way, right? Watch me struggle. Did we know that we were going to be watching Tammy struggle today? No, but ooh, it's working. I think there's a little technique needed with the, I'm sure every one of you who knows how to use a kneaded eraser is like, I watch her. She doesn't know how to use a kneaded eraser. But yeah, that works. Look at that. I'm sure I'll get better at this as time goes on because I make lots of mistakes. What did I do with the case? Put it back in its case. It's like attack of the kneaded erasers. Yeah. All right. Back to our regularly scheduled program. Alright, so we've swatched these out. You can see with this other one, you can see like how they swatch out on the Kalour swatch chart as opposed to the one I've downloaded. And I get most of my swatch charts, at least the standard ones. I've been downloading a lot from Color with Claire because I really like hers, but she doesn't have one for everything. So Kalour 72, I get these from a tailored image on Etsy. So if you're interested, let me know. But we can see like it's a 72 set, remember that. So we've got a good portion of yellows. I like the fact that there's some nice skin tony colors in here that you can mix together and use. Like you could start with a light and mix it with one of these browns to make it a little more of a darker color if you wanted to. I have a very heavy hand, so all of the colors that I swatch are very dark all the time because I figure it can be lighter. I just kind of cover it so that way I can see what the colors are. But we've got some nice purples. I think it's a good mix of purples. There aren't too many really light colors, but there's a lot of interesting colors. Like you don't get like a matcha green. This oyster is nice. There's the Terra Verde, which is a greenish gray. You don't see that a lot. I've got Domino's hair everywhere. You know, of course, with a set like this, you don't get a lot of grays, but you got a couple of warms. You got a Payne's gray. You got a cool and an ivory black. And then you do have a silver and gold, which are not terribly metallic. I don't know if you can see that. These don't have a... Now, I'd have to layer them. You know, they don't have a lot of shininess. Some of the colors seem a little shinier than others. But the metallics aren't really shiny, which is fine because if they're not shiny, then you can just use them as another color. So that's what I do. If they're not particularly shiny, then it's just a brown and a gray. You know what I mean? And I think that these would work well for that because I don't really see them shining, which is fine. It says metallic gold and metallic silver, but they're not very... Well, I can see some of the flecks in the silver, but not too many. I didn't expect them to be great. The ones that usually come in these sets aren't. So it's exactly what I expected. They are on the harder side of, you know, I would not call them soft. Smooth. They are smooth. I will give them that. They're smooth. The black is very scratchy when you put it down. There's a couple of other colors that were a little bit scratchy, but for the most part, they're smooth. This is a budget set of pencils, you know. I think this is around $20 for the 72 set, I think. 20 to 23. So you get a budget set of pencils for $72. And they're more like your oil-based pencils, right? And it comes with a burnisher and a blender. I haven't tried the burnisher. I've gotten their colorless blenders before. So they're a harder colorless blender. And the Prismacolor blenders are kind of a softer blender. So it depends on what you like. I like them both. I use them for different purposes. So I'll use the Kalour sometimes and I will use the Prismacolor sometimes. So to me, all of the colorless blenders have kind of like their unique properties. So, but you can buy these Kalour ones in a pack of like 5 or 6, I think. It's been a while since I bought a pack because they last me a long time. So, but I did buy a pack of them to try them out. I like those. So I'll have to try the burnisher. We can try that in a minute. So I figure I should do a little bit of blending and stuff to see how these go. I expect them to be more like polychromos than Prismacolor. So let me find a sheet. We can even compare them. I don't know how long this video is going to end up being. Then when I do my color pencil video, I won't have to redo this. I'll label my sheet later. You know, I don't have to to do it right now. We'll just do one set of colors just to see. We'll do like a blue and a green. Let's see, do I have a true blue? Let's get out my color wheel. Sorry, a blue and a yellow. So my intense blue looks good for that. And a yellow, blue and a yellow. So I think I'm gonna go with, I suppose the Tuscan yellow. Yeah, I could go with either the lemon or the Tuscan. I suppose the Tuscan is a little bit closer, huh? So we'll go with Tuscan yellow and intense blue. And I was putting them into a case, so I did that. So we got Tuscan yellow, we have intense blue. You can see, I suppose I could do a red one too. Do I have a true red? Like a good red? Yeah, this carmine red is pretty good. So we'll get that out too. That's cadmium. Here's my carmine. Okay. So we'll do a little bit of that. Kind of show you what they are like. So let's go down here. And we'll do the red. They go down smoothly. I don't find them particularly crumbly at all. They do have some crumbs. I also, I sharpened these as I was swatching them. They didn't go really sharp, but I did sharpen them out. I also did not see much in the quality department. They seem to be really nice. I didn't find any that weren't centered well, or anything like that. So here's my blue, and then we can kind of cover this nicely. I didn't even look to see if I'm in frame. Nope, I'm not, because it's up here. So we'll do this. I'm not doing the blending part though yet. So here we go. The colors are bright. I love a nice, well-balanced set, and I love colored pencils, so I like all the varieties. I like the hard ones and the soft ones. All right, so there we go. I've got my base down here. They cover well. It doesn't take a lot. I mean, you don't have to press really hard with these. They do have a little bit of dust here and there. All right, so I'm gonna try this a little bit differently because I can never tell if I need to put the yellow on top of the green or the green on top of the yellow. So we're gonna do a half and half of the green blend. Cause you know, I'm just Joe Schmo here doing a colored pencil test. Definitely the lighter color on top of the darker one. Yeah, that makes sense. Now that I take a moment to think about it. Makes total sense. But then you can kind of see, like, if you want to layer them, how they look. And then we'll do red. And yellow. We'll try to make an orange. Oh, I got a little bit of blue on there. I should have. probably shouldn't do these so heavy when I do them. It's been raining on and off all day here. I think it's raining again. Or maybe it's just the wind. It's spring. The weather is volatile. I would probably go lighter is probably what I should do. They do blend though. But I think they more lay on top of each other, obviously, than I never have luck with the purple though. When I do the purple, let's do something light. Let me do much lighter, because I have a feeling that it's my hand that's, I don't think I would have trouble getting these to blend at all. But they're more like polychromos, so they layer more than blend. So we'll try it this way. Whenever I'm doing the colored pencil tests, I have trouble with the purple. Like, I wish I'd never put it on there. And I don't have to do it, but I'm obsessed with making it come out. Because no matter what pencil I've done with the purple never looks purple. And I wonder if we get out the blender pencil. Yeah. These blender pencils are harder. There we go. Blend it out and it just looks amazing. Look at that color. I should clean this off before I go on to my yellow. Or my green. So if I spread my, I love this. This looks really nice here. Oh, poop. See what I mean? I forgot to clean it off. This is what I do. It's okay. I'm sure we can maybe fix it, right? Or we'll have a little yellow in with our orange. Or I mean a little blue in with our orange. There we go. So they layer, not necessarily blend together, but I kind of expected that. I've got a red one here. So I'll take my little water brush that I have. Sorry, Dom. Are they water soluble? I don't expect them to go far. A little bit here and there. Yeah, I am scrubbing. But I don't think, thanks Dom, I appreciate that. I don't expect them to smudge. Do you think they'll smudge, Dom? I'll do a little bit of an erasing test. All right, let's see. let me remove my cat. We're gonna go up here and let's see, let me find my eraser. Ooh, it sounds like I need to charge it. Yeah, it erases about normal. I kind of like that. That's not bad. I'll pull it up here. Then let's see. I could try. I don't know that I trust myself with a kneaded eraser. I think I'm kind of mediocre with that. You know, maybe you need to take a smaller chunk. I feel like I need a class of kneaded eraser. It does pull it up though. But yeah, you can see it coming off on the eraser, which is what it's supposed to do. I mean, I think it's gonna erase about like you would expect. You're not gonna get it all off, and you know, this is a dark blue color. Oh, that was this. So we'll do some erasing over here where it's supposed to be. Sorry about that. Wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. I was too focused. Too focused. Where'd my pencils go? Here they are. So this would be the smudge test, but I don't expect them to smudge. I mean, I got a little bit on there, but pushing pretty hard. Let me check out the white pencil. Now I know we don't expect, no, you know, check that out. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. Not bad. Oh, is there anything else? I love the black. The black is beautiful. The ivory black. It is gorgeous. I don't think I have my... here's my Prismacolor white pencil. So you can see it next to there. I don't know if my Chinese white pencil is laying here. I think it's, oh, here it is. One of them. I think I have two. So here's my Derwent Prismacolor, and so that's definitely not bad. Not bad for a white pencil. I'm liking that. So there's that. Kind of did a quick and dirty test. I mean, I could probably do a layering test, I guess. What do I want to do my layering with? You could do it with black. Try to use the same pressure. I'm not confident in my ability to layer or do a layering test, to be fair. I still find it kind of weird. It's like I can layer pencils, but whenever I do a layering test, it's like I feel like I'm not doing something right. So there's 2. There's 3. There's 4. You can definitely get 4. Do you want to go for 5? I usually don't go any farther than that because There you go. Got 5 layers. I could go farther, but I mean, I'm liking it so far. I love these pencils. So there you go. I mean, I could label this. I have a pen. These are the Swatch-Kalour top grade expert 72. And I'll have to figure out my crumbs are, I don't know. I guess I need to come up with a crumb rating for pencils, because I mean, they're honestly not bad. Some colors are worse than others. That's chemistry. So there you go. I'm not gonna do, well, I don't know. I could do like the coverage test here. Where is my, oh, I put the white ones back. Just so you can kind of see like what you can see through it a little bit. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right. So there is that part. Let's see. Since it comes with a colorless blender, let's just put a little bit of color down here. And then we will play with the burnisher and blender. All right, here's the colorless blender. If you can see that, maybe I should come down a little bit so you can see it really moves that pencil it around. Love it. Check it out. Very nice. So I should leave this. What did I do with the burnisher? It's right here. It is the white one. Okay. Ooh, it's smoother. I like it. I don't really use a burnisher, but look at that. That just kind of smooths them over. I might actually get a package of those. I kind of like them. I think I have a Derwent burnisher too. So that's kind of my quick and dirty pencil test that I have. I'll have to make some notes on these pencils. Let's see. So the reason, so there's my pencil test. The reason that I think that I'm happy that these exist as I put my pencils away is because I don't know if anybody remembers Sargent Art Premium pencils. 72 set. They looked very much like these, and I love them. I purchased the last time I purchased them was in 2020. I don't think that they are available any longer. They were around $20 a set. It was a set of 72 pencils. And let's see, let me show you. I think I had the 10. If you can ignore my dirty tablet screen. But that is what they looked like. That was the tin, and there's the pencils, right? And they are no longer available, currently unavailable. I loved Sargent Art products, right? So they are these. I still have a set. I think this is my second set. I loved them. They only have names. They don't have numbers. That's fine. They are gold. They're similar in that they're dipped on the top and they are gold on the bottom. They are, were they advertised as being like an oil? But they are harder. I can't really remember, and I'm looking at the description. But these were a fabulous budget set of pencils. Let me get another one. So, you know, these are wood, whereas these were dipped in gold. You know, very similar. The color names, I know the color names were different. These are a little bit thicker, just a hair. I can tell by, I don't know if you can tell that the Kalour one is just a hair thicker. So, and the color swatch, and what I liked about it was that it too, and this is a very old swatch. I swatched these in October of 2020. It was a fabulous little set, 72 colors, very nice range. And you could do so many of them with it. Karen from, I can't remember her channel name. I don't know if I can find it really quick. Okay, her name isn't in her channel name. I just know her name is Karen, and it's not, she does a lot of coloring videos, but it's not Colorful Country Life. It is, the name is escaping me, and that's sad because I love her videos. But anyway, so it has like a lot of the nice light colors. It offered some different colors that you didn't see, right? Like the, you know, it has a green gray like this set does. So I wanted to compare them a little bit. Because you've got your white, you've got your light yellow, you've got a lemon yellow, you've got a yellow, a golden yellow, which looks more like the maple, I don't know. You got a maize, kind of got, which is more like my yellow ochre over here. You have a tan color. You've got your olive colors, which you had in here. You also had your peach and your melon and your orange blossom, which were some of your nice skin tones. There was a red brown. I wish I had swatched these better. I mean, I think the colors are a little bit different. You had a lavender, which looks a lot like the Parma purple. You had a violet, a royal blue, which looks like this one. You get the Venetian blue, which is a grayish blue, which wasn't in here. You had your ocean blue, which looks a lot like your cloud blue. But this one, I think, actually offers, and I don't really remember how much the Sargent Arts were. They were cheap. They might not have even been $20. But it was a fabulous, like if somebody wanted a 72 set of pencils, which I do like for taking places, they were just fabulous. See, the daisy yellow looks very similar to the cream. Now I know that there are, let's see, other pencils that look similar to this. And I will show you in a moment. I was trying to find, I need to have I want two colors that are similar. So I got the royal blue, which I think is closer to, and the ends of the pencils never really look like the color that much. Let's see. So this one is my royal blue, which I feel like is this one. See how blue that looks, but this is the color. It's similar. It's similar. So So I said the royal blue looked a lot like, what, the ultramarine in these. So let me find my ultramarine. So there you go. These two colors. And then I need, what do I want to do it on? I could do it on here. I could always do it on the back of here. Oh, that's where I was coloring. Or no. This is my colored pencil paper. So let's see. So here's my Sargent Art. And then this is my Kalour. So here's my Sargent Art. And I guess I should zoom you down. They feel extremely similar. Look at that. This one's a, I can't tell. I don't expect them to be the same pencil, but what I'm saying is, I think if I can't find the Sargent Arts anymore, that these are an amazing, I might even like them better than the Sargent Arts. The Kalour feels a hair nicer. They're very similar. Very, very similar. Like, almost can't tell the difference. I can see if this one, see, that was the Sargent Art. This is the Kalour. I think this one's a little more purple. I could see the blue doesn't really move. I think the Sargent Art moves more. Cute. Nice. So I do like these Kalour pencils a lot. Now, there are a couple other brands that I have that people are probably thinking of. And you may or may not know that I'm also doing this to kind of, if maybe you haven't heard of these pencils before. So you've got the Sargent Art, which Supreme, which aren't available as far as I can tell. I don't know that they make them anymore. And then you have Cezanne, which are like this, only silver. They're dipped on the end. They are, let me see if on Amazon what it says. Cezanne. If they're supposed to be oil-based. Premium, 120. They come in 120 colors. Doesn't really say. They're like $83 now. I don't remember how much I paid for them. It wasn't that much. I don't know that I would pay $83 for this Cezanne pencils. I don't think they're worth it. Of the types like this, these are my least favorite pencils. Not to mention the fact that one of them, I think I got a double when I got the box. And I think they come from Jerry's Artorama. And because they don't come in, because here's my swatch of the Cezannes, and I don't have a 113. And I'm sure it's because I got two of another color, but at this time, I don't remember what two those were. I'd have to go through them and find out. And then they just, I think they gave me about the price of a pencil off is what they did. Because I didn't really want to send them back. You know, I knew that this wasn't going to be my main set of pencils. So I'm like, oh, that's fine. I didn't think the quality was as good on them. There are 120 colors though. There are 120 colors. So let me find a similar color to the Cezanne. I think it's gonna be 76. They do not have names, they only have numbers. So, but the Cezanne are Now where is 76? Should be right here. The Cezanne are still available. Huh. Well, that's weird that I can't find it. It should be right here. Oh, I might be looking in the wrong place. There it is. Because it looks more like a blue. In here it looks purpley-ish. So I was looking for the wrong. Alright, so... But it feels the same. I mean, it feels very similar to these. It's harder. I mean, I would describe it the same way. It's not soft. It's like an oil-based pencil, not like polychromos. Polychromos are, I don't know. I don't think there's anything that feels like a polychromos. They are, actually I have some up here. They are their own unique animal. They are smooth. They are not, I don't know, they're not as hard to me as other people describe them. I have used really cheap pencils, like a lot of the ones that come with a solid color that aren't capped on the end where you can see the core, with the exception of Prismacolor. They're the only ones that I've seen that aren't like that. But usually those are the really, really cheap ones that you'll pay like $10 for 120 pencils or 72 pencils or something like that. Like $7.99, and they're very, I don't know, they're hard. I mean, Crayolas are better to me, in my opinion, than those. But these are, I don't know, I love my polychromos, and to me they just don't feel hard anymore. But these are kind of combination. Here you can see this is one of the ones with the Cezanne that I just didn't feel like the quality on the Cezanne was very good. And I've had these since 2022. I don't gravitate towards them, to be honest. They are, like I said, my least favorite, but these are all similar, very, very similar in style. And then, of course, the other one that everybody's probably screaming about is the Spirafarben, because, you know, they look like this too. So let me find, it's going to be the royal blue. So the Spirafarben have a swatch chart that looks like this. I always felt like these were like Sargent Art, like a larger set of Sargent Arts. These come in 96, which is odd. I really like them. I love using them. They have a very nice color range. It's a nice set of pencils. Let me see how much they are. I should get one of my German friends to pronounce it one of these days, or I guess I could use the AI and make it pronounce it for me. There they are. So the Spirifarbens are still available. They're $43 on US Amazon. And I mean, you get 96 instead of 120, but I like these a lot better than the Cezanne. So this one is royal blue, which ironically is, I think, the same name as this one. These have a name and a number. It's weird because these have a name and a number. The Spirafarben have a name and a number. The Sargent Arts only have a name, and the Cezanne only have a number. So let's see. So this was, pardon my, I left my marker uncapped too. So this was the Cezanne, and then this would be the Spirafarben over here. And they feel very nice. To me, they feel similar, very similar. in feel. I don't know, are they touted as being, yeah, they actually say they're supposed to be like an oil-based pencil. They're not as nice as Polychromos, but they are excellent. I love these too. I need to get them onto my colored pencil thing, colored pencil test. Where was that 76 that I just had out, that I just stuck back in here? I should put them all together. Well, that's not it. It's like right here. Here it is. So here's all of them together. So you've got your Cezanne, you've got your Spirit Farben, you've got your Kalour, and then you've got your Sargent Art, which is gold writing. They're all dipped. The Kalour is the only one that's natural wood. But they're very similar pencils. Once I do all of my colored pencil tests, and if anybody is really curious or interested in any of these, let me know. I can always do these ahead of schedule on my colored pencil testing. Regarding Kalour also, if you haven't seen them, I have no idea how long this video is getting, but if you haven't seen, they have a few different flavors of pencil. I'll lay some stuff on here. They've got, so I now have 3 different flavors of Kalour pencil. I have, you can't even see this case, the normal premium, whatever they call them, what they probably called expert, just Kalour. So they have the solid dipped pencils, of which I have 240 set, plus the 72 pastel macaron, plus 50 metallic, which I know they have a 72 of metallic right now, but I'm good with what I have. And then the 50 neon colors, which did not fit in this case with all the others. The metallics and the macarons and the 240 are all in here, and the neons are in another case because I can't bring myself to buy a bigger case. I mean, this one's like, I can't remember if this one's a 400 pencil case, but I fit everything in, and then they came out with a set of neons, and I'm like, okay, fine. So let me get a pencil that is similar. There are a lot of colors. And I'm not looking at a pencil chart. My pencil chart for this, for just the 240, is huge. I need like a nice purplish blue. What color is this? Dodge blue. We'll just do that one. That one's fine. To do a comparison of them all. Then, oh, and you know, I didn't get my swatch turned out, but my 240, here you can see them all here, and I apologize, it's gonna have a glare. So my 240 are here and here, because it's like in all of these. It takes 2 pages because it's a lot of pencils. So you've got that. Then I have the 180 set, which is these. And these, well, let's see. Okay, let me go back. I have 240, which are these 2 sheets, plus 72 macaron, plus 50 metallic, if you are interested. Then we've got the 180 set, and these are black barreled pencils. And these are, let me find a nice purple. So I have, now I have 3 different types of Kalour pencil. I'll get a purpley a purpley blue color out of these. There's an ultramarine in here, if I can find it. I'm usually pretty good at finding the ultramarine. Here it is. So here's that one. Let's see, where's the ultramarine? And here it is, 87. Pretty sure that's not the one that I pulled. Let's see, so then we have these pencils, which the other ones are wax base, and then these are, you know, top grade oil pencils. You know, and the way I understand it from listening to all the videos is that it's just the ratio. They all have some oil, they all have wax, and it's just how they choose to formulate them to make them do what they do. It's all chemistry. Everything is chemistry. Let me just see if I can find the ultramarine in here. Hey, here it is. That way it's kind of because it's a very similar color. All right, that way I'm going to put my cat back on here now. After I just put that, so we've got Kalour types. We've got the black. We've got what do you want to call these? Solid color. And then we've got the oil. All right, and then we will, as long as we know what they are, that's all that matters. So here is my Kalour pencil that a lot of people have, love. I love them too. So that's the solid color because it's solid. They are smooth-ish. They have a moderate crumbness. I'm going to leave that there for the moment. And then we will do our oil ultramarine, which is drier. I wouldn't necessarily say that they feel harder as much as a little drier. Not that that's a bad thing, that's just me describing how they feel. And then here are the black barreled pencils, which are take a little bit more to get coverage with them. But they're all very similar in color. They feel very similar. These are probably the softest and the smoothest, but none of them, I mean, as far as softness goes, to me, they're all about the same. These are probably the softest. I can't, the black ones, as opposed to the oil, oh, no, wait, the solid colors. And then these were, yeah, they just feel drier. But they all look nice, don't they? I mean, they're all very similar pencils. I think you just have to decide what you want. But that, I mean, if you have questions, if there's something you need to know about them because you're trying to decide, let me know. But I recommend them. I like them. If you want a nice set with a nice color range, I mean, they have a dark green, they have a lot of nice light greens, they've got some greenish, you know, like a greenish brown, oxide of chrome. You've got a green, gray green, which you don't get a lot of. You got a really nice light green, your matcha. You got your oyster, which is nice. You've got your Venetian blue, which was an interesting choice to put in here because it's a purpley gray color. You got some skin tones. I mean, you get lighter colors. You've got your cloud blue, which is a nice light blue. And these will pair well together. I don't see, I mean, there's not an excessive amount of any color. And with these, those of us who use gray pencils, you know, you always want more gray, but when you have a 72 set, you just want them to be balanced, right? And in my opinion, they seem to be pretty well balanced, you know, and I think I like them better than my old Sargent Arts, which is saying something. So, because I used those a lot. Those were my go-to pencils. And now they don't make them anymore. Or they're just not available right now. I'm not really sure what's going on. They may have decided not to sell them anymore. Who knows? But there you go. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I have a mess on my desk. Thanks for trying out my nude pencils with me. And for putting up the domino. And let me know if you have questions. If there was something I didn't think of, I was trying to show everything that I could think of for these pencils. And I hope you all have a great day. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.